Why do I have? There we go. I was like, why do I have no mic? There we go. Here we are. Hey, welcome to the show. The show, the stream, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call it, but we'll call it a show, I guess. I'm Matt with sowcincy. My coffee out of the way before I spill it. We're here to talk about today the catechism and questions and answers for you so that you can answer the big questions that people have around faith and hope and all that stuff. And yeah, that's about it. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, we do catechism questions. Wednesday, we look at Proverbs. And Friday, we study the questions that people ask Jesus in Jesus' time. In Jesus' time, we do that one. And I'll be honest, I've been having fun with it. And I do want to tell you this. I apologize if my voice sounds like crap. We had a Friendsgiving last night, and I think everyone left like around 11:30 last night, and I didn't go to bed till 1, and so my voice is just shot. That's kind of like what happens. So yeah, but we're here. If you like what you see, please like the video. If you're listening, like the channel or the show. Cool, we're coming through perfectly fine. It sounds like I like it. So we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Look, I already have it up. And if you're wondering, hey, we just studied Genesis 1:27 through 31. I know, because it relates to the question that is today. So if you see this on YouTube, or no, on the podcast, actually, if you see this on the podcast, you'll already know what the question is. So I'm going to go ahead and ask you the question. And today's question for this week, this is, what else did God create? So we're going to be reading through Genesis 1:27 through 31. And it says, so God created human beings in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. Then God blessed them and said, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and govern it. Reign over the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, and all the animals that scurry along the ground. Then God said, look, I've given you every seed-bearing plant throughout the earth and all the fruit trees for your food. And I have given every green plant as food for all the wild animals, the birds in the sky, and the small animals that scurry along the ground, everything that has life. And this is what happened. Then God looked over all he had made, and he saw that it was very good. And evening passed, and morning came, marking the sixth day. And so the reason why we look at this is because the Catechism uses 1:31. God looked over all he had made, and he saw that it was very good. So what did he make? If we go up to Genesis 1, God created the heavens and the earth. He created light. That's Genesis 1:3. He called the light day, the darkness night. That's Genesis 1:5. Then he said, let there be space between the waters. This is 1:6. He made space to separate the waters of the earth from the waters of the heavens, and God called the space sky. Then in 9, he said, let the waters beneath the sky flow together in one place so dry ground may appear, and that is what happened. God called the dry ground land and all the waters seas. And if you keep reading, because I'm not going to read all of this, if you keep reading, you see everything that was made. The stars, the lights in the sky to light the earth, to govern the day and the night. Then he created the fish and other life and the skies, and he created, animals like Shamu. Do y'all know who Shamu is? Or is Shamu like someone that is just totally foreign now? Like, Shamu was a famous whale back in the 90s. I know Shamu still exists, man. Shamu might have died, but there was this place, this wonderful, wonderful place called SeaWorld that got shut down because I think they got shut down. They might still be in operation. But they got a lot of heat because of the way they were treating their animals. They said, no, y'all ain't treating your animals very good. But anyways, I digress. So that means God created Shamu. What I said before, God created the megalodon. What I said before, or I didn't say this before, God created dinosaurs, T-Rexes, and velociraptors, and bronchiosauruses. And those are the only dinosaurs that I know because we recently watched Jurassic Park. And God created the fish and blah, 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 and the animals, and God created mosquitoes. Why did God create mosquitoes? I think that's a great question. I don't know. I don't know why God created mosquitoes. Because mosquitoes are terrible. They serve a purpose somehow. Everything God made had a purpose, right? So I don't know what it is. But what the main point is that God looked over in 131. God looked over all he had made, and he saw that it was very good. And evening passed, and morning came. So what was God's plan? God's plan was, I create everything, and all of it is good. What is good? There's a great philosophical question. Because good can be placed in a moral sense. Meaning that if there is no God, who deems good and bad, right? But that's not the good that we're looking at. This idea of good is more of a descriptor. And when you look at, like when you make something, when you write something, like if you're a writer, if you are a vlogger, a YouTuber, a live streamer, right? I like my streams, and I think my streams are good sometimes. And with better technology now that I have, I would now say my live streams are good. This camera though, I don't know. I don't know. It works for the time being, but we could make it better. But I know for me, whenever I'm doing something, like if it was a school paper, something like that, I was writing something for college, I was doing some project for my degree and all that stuff. I was not happy with good. I wanted it to be perfect. And when I wanted it to be perfect, I was not happy with it because I was striving for this idea of perfection. And so what God was doing, he saw that it was very good, meaning it was perfect. Right? For us, I think we can look at good and be okay. For us, we can be with what we create. We can be okay with what we create. That's good. It may not be perfect, but that's okay to be good. I can say, oh, it's not perfect, but it's good. Okay. Be okay with good. God was okay with good. He was like, this is very good. I love this. Right? The other thing he said it was good about was in Genesis. Why is this not working? This just isn't like. Oh, I think it's in Genesis 2. That's why. I think it's in Genesis 2. Come on. There we go. Like, here we go. 128. Then God blessed him and said, be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, govern it, reign over the fish in the sea, all that. Oh, okay. It just goes back. He just goes back into 31. And he said it was good. He said all of it was good. He refers to everything as good. Good. So God's good is perfect. Our good is not perfect, but that's okay. It's okay to be good. Got it? I hope that makes sense. What does it say about God and his plan? Is that God's plan is good. And good things are good for us, even if they don't feel good, if that makes sense. The question, what else did God create? The answer, God created all things by his powerful word, and all his creation was very good. Everything flourished under his loving rule. That's the other part. Making things flourish. Now, I like to have plants in my house. I like having all different kinds. If there's a plant at Target or at Aldi or Home Depot, and it's the right price, meaning it's cheap, I will buy that plant. I don't know how many plants we currently have. There's 2. If you're seeing this on YouTube, there's 2 back here. This one over here, my corn plant, it's not doing too well. It's kind of dying, but it has growth on the bottom. It has new growth, which is cool. The other one over here, that's new. I mean, it's been here since I started streaming, but it's an umbrella plant, I believe. I like plants. I love my plants. It makes me sad though when they're not doing too well. It makes me sad when they're not flourishing. So I pull them all down from the top of the wherever. Either they're on a stand or they're up on our what's the word I'm looking for? On our mantle, whatever it might be. And I pull them down and they're all droopy and they're all like, oh, I'm sad, I'm not flourishing. And I'm like, look, I'm gonna make y'all flourish. And so I go get some water and I just pour some water in, and then they become a happy plant. And they perk up. Like, especially the peace lily that we have, it's over here. That thing, like, it'll like droop. It'll look flat, like just be like down. And you put water in it, and like 2 minutes later, 2 minutes later, that thing perks right up and it's like, I'm cool to go. And then there's other times where I'll add stuff to the soil. So I bought like a bag of manure, like cow poop. And so I'll every like 3 months roughly or so, I'll take the plants outside. Not now, I have to bring the cow poop inside. But I'll bring the cow poop in, and I'll take my little spade and I'll dig some holes and stuff. Like, not dig holes, but like I'll make some aeration. I guess that's the word you want to use. And I add the cow poop in, and then I do it up so it gets all nice into the soil. And what happens is that the plants are like, oh, this is good stuff. You gave us like good stuff, and it'll start to flourish. And this all came through with the peace lily. I'd never seen this happen before. I thought this was really cool. Our peace lily. Oh, actually, and I'll talk about the corn plant as well. The peace lily, it grew 3 flowers. I'd never seen that before. Like, usually, like, there's like, when you get them, sadly, after a funeral, there'll be like one little flower and it's like hanging out. And it sometimes it's good, sometimes it dies often. Like, I know every time I've had one, they've died. But this one like grew 3 flowers. I was like, oh, this is pretty dope. This is like cool. Like, this is 3 because I added something to the soil to make it good so that it could flourish. This thing over here, the Dracania corn plant, I think that's what it's called, corn tree. What do you want to call it? What it did, this was maybe a year and a half ago. We came home one night and there was like this smell in our house. And we're like, what does that smell? Like, it was a good smell, but it was a strong smell. And we're like, we can't figure it out. We opened windows because the strong was just overbearing. And we're like, we can't figure this out. So anyways, we all go to bed, wake up the next morning, the smell's gone. Like, dude, that's weird. Okay, whatever. That night, the smell comes back. So we're like, okay, is our neighbor upstairs cooking something that smells when we're not sure. All that stuff. Turns out the corn plant, the Dracaena, whatever you call it, turns out like sometimes these things will grow these like this flower vine. It was like this white flower vine. If I can find the picture, because I took pictures of it on my Instagram at that's just Matt. If I can find it, I'll do a post edit into Instagram and on the sowcincy and add this flower in because it's so cool. It's beautiful. But it was this white vein flower that popped out of it, and it at night the buds or the actual flower part would open up and it released this scent, but the scent was strong. But this thing was flourishing. The other thing about this plant is that when you buy them, usually what I've seen, they'll come in like 2 stalks. And so this one only has 1 stalk because the second stalk ended up dying. And why it died is because the stalk had rotted away. I had to put all new soil in. The one stalk rotted away because the roots got bad. And so when your roots aren't there, when you're not grounded in something, you die. You don't flourish. It's not good. And so you have to be grounded in what you're doing. And so for this plant, like on the outside, it looked fine. Like it had two growths on it. The growths were green. And it looked okay. Like it looked fine. But ultimately it wasn't. Eventually the growth that was on it withered up, fell off, became all brown, became all gross, and it died. Why? Because the roots weren't there. There was nothing grounded in it. And so I think you can tell where I'm going with this. Become grounded in God. You will flourish. If you plant yourself into what God says, if you plant yourself into His word, into obeying what He has written, if you just do these things, these sorts of things, God has a plan for you. Even sometimes it may not feel good. It may not seem good. It might be difficult to bear, but trust me, it is good. God's discipline, His obedience, His love is good for you, and you will flourish from it. Who needs to hear what we talked about today? Who needs to be someone that you can pour into, that you can love on, all those things, as you tend y'all's little gardens around, so that person can flourish, that all the things that you can provide can be good because you know the ultimate one who is good. Who needs to hear that today? Love you. If you like the video, give it a like. If you like the podcast, like it. I don't know. If you like the show, how about we'll just say this? If you like the show, like it. Be sure to subscribe. If you want to hear more, we stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You can follow us on all social medias. You can connect with us anywhere there. You can send messages, comment on things like that. Hopefully I find that picture because I think the flower was just absolutely beautiful. It really was. But you can find us everywhere on social media at sowcincy, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, everywhere. And until next time, we hope you have a great week. It's Thanksgiving week. Leave a comment down below. What food are you eating this week that you're looking forward to? That you're like, I've been waiting since last year. I'm not eating Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm engorging myself on Thursday. What food is that? For me, that's mashed potatoes. Oh, instant, real, don't matter. I don't care. I love, love, love mashed potatoes. And I love y'all. So we'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by, listening. We love you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.